This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, June 11th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. One of the biggest names in basketball suffered a horrible setback. It was a bittersweet win for the Warriors last night in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. They won in large part thanks to Kevin Durant, who returned after a month on the sidelines due to a calf injury. Then this happened in the second quarter. Durant went down with an apparent injury to his Achilles tendon. He had to be escorted off the court. At first, Raptors fans cheered when Durant went down. Later, those cheers turned to support, chanting KD. After the game, the president of basketball operations for the team gave an emotional update.
I don't believe there's anybody to blame, but I understand this world. And if you have to, you can blame me. I run our basketball operations department. And let me tell you something about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant loves to play basketball, and the people that questioned whether he wanted to get back to this team were wrong.
There you have it. And we were talking about this earlier, Brandon, and as a former athlete, a former NFL football player, a lot of people are now having the conversation, at what cost should an athlete return to a game? We know that Kevin Durant wanted to be there. So at that point, do the operations manager, do the coach, do they kind of like hands off, or do they say, no, you're not allowed to play?
Sometimes they'll jump in and try and interject. You know, you talk to the team trainers, team medical staff, and they'll tell you, hey, this guy, that ankle injury, this is what could happen if he comes back and plays. But we're talking legacy here, Sam. We're talking a guy that's chasing LeBron James, that's chasing Michael Jordan's legacy. You're going to play at all costs. And for anyone who's ever said anything about KD, I know I did when he left from OKC to go to Golden State, that's a team player. He put himself, his body, his career on the line to get back there and to play for his team. And we saw how he came out. He was balling out of control. Unbelievable.
I know. They won because of him. Even though he was gone at the second quarter, they 100%. Tori, you watched the game too.
Yes.
But should there be a line where the trainers or the coach or the operations manager says, I know you want to play, you're not playing?
Yeah, and I think we've seen that with football with concussions, right? We've seen them take an active step towards that. Remember, this was not a calf injury that he had earlier. It's
but a lot of people think it led to it.
Lead to it, exactly.
To it, yeah.
I think at some point it's a line you have to kind of talk to Kevin Durant about, and if he was okay moving on. Yep. But I do have to say, they won by 1 point. You know he won that game for them.
Yeah.
So in the end, was it a bad decision?
Well, if he can't play.
How is he going to be out for now?
We don't know.
He might be out for a year. You know, he might miss a majority of next year. But at the same time, you're not going to tell me, you the doctor tell me, no, I'm not playing in the biggest moment of the year?
Life, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Got it.
Absolutely not.
Coming from an athlete who's dealt with that. Yeah. All right, fair enough. Well, new details in the Hollywood breakup of Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk. We're learning they were unable to repair the relationship after he reportedly became emotionally absent during the filming of A Star Is Born. That's according to a People magazine source. Many fans are speculating Bradley Cooper's very clear on-screen chemistry with co-star Lady Gaga may be to blame for the split. And now Gaga is speaking out. At her recent Las Vegas show, before singing Shallow, Gaga had some words for fans. Many are now thinking she's defending Bradley Cooper. You judge for yourself. Watch.
Oh, and one more thing. Be kind. Be kind.
Meantime, Irina Shayk posted this swimsuit photo to Instagram yesterday. The sexy photo has some saying she's putting the whole thing behind her.
Get it?
Yes. Stephanie, what do you think?
You know what? I mean, we've seen this relationship kind of unravel over the last few months, and we've seen it at the Oscars, we've seen it at the Golden Globes, and there's been so much speculation that regardless of whether anything happened or not between them, that's going to be so hard as a partner to sit back and watch.
Yes.
Do I think he's going to go off with Lady Gaga? I honestly would be surprised. But if he's become that emotionally absent when he's been working with her and is in such a close proximity, doing really intense love scenes, Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to believe this is true.
It would be really hard for me as a partner. It It would.
yeah.
When
So
you're saying
hard.
emotionally absent, just think this is his directorial debut. Like this is his project, a remake that has already been a great project to begin with. So he had a lot of pressure with him. And if that relationship was on the rocks during that time,
This would only amplify it.
Exactly. We didn't know about that relationship until they started, or the problems until they started walking red carpet together. So imagine being poked. Hey, how's the relationship? How do you feel? You're walking red carpet. Things are, things are unraveling.
That's
Come
true,
on now,
but
you know?
but that look
I
at the
know.
Oscars,
It was everything.
at the piano.
It made people pregnant. I mean, I'm serious. It like made babies. But I will say, leave Lady Gaga alone. Gaga didn't do anything. Gaga doesn't know anything. Let Gaga go.
Why do you keep saying Gaga?
She's my Lady Gaga.
But it's Gaga.
I don't care.
All right, chime in, DBL Nation. Let us know what you think. All right, well, when you're so famous, it might be hard to remember all the movies you've starred in, right? Right, Brandon? You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently Gwyneth Paltrow has a hard time remembering all her roles. She plays Pepper Potts in the Avengers series, of course, but she forgot her appearance in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Watch.
You were in Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah.
I was in Avengers.
No, you were in
Avengers.
Spider-Man also. It's
What?
become. Remember Spider-Man at the end, and Tom Holland's there, and you're gonna walk out and do a press conference. And I give you the
Oh,
ring.
yes.
That was Spider-Man.
That was Spider-Man? Oh my God.
How relatable.
Was that a dig?
Yeah, it was a dig. You're gonna forget one of the biggest movie franchises of all time. How above everyone are you? Like, I'm sorry, Gwyneth Paltrow. Get over it. You know you were in Spider-Man. That's enormous, enormous goal to get. And you're like, oh, I forgot, pass the oranges.
Yeah, but if she was in Avengers too, maybe, I mean, this must be a really blessed and lucky situation to be in when you can, like, pick and choose any roles. You're in so much you can't even remember.
How self-aggrandizing are you?
Listen, I hear you. I do.
So
but on the
bugs me.
flip, I totally agree, and I'm a little irked as well.
Right?
But on the flip side, she's been in movies since she was a little girl. Perhaps she forgets which one she's been in. I forget who I interviewed two weeks ago.
But it's also her job to remember that, right? You're doing promotion with Jon Favreau. Maybe you should have read up on it or done some work. I don't know.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't think directors will probably want to use her again when she forgets.
Tori's going Gaga this morning.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good one. All right, this next story is absolutely disturbing and disgusting, and we want a call to action. We need your help. So listen up. YouTube is cracking down on some very controversial videos. The streaming service is removing videos that spotlight animal cruelty, videos that show fake animal rescues in which an animal is put into a dangerous situation only to be rescued by someone at the last minute. One of an anaconda stalking a cat had been viewed more than 100 million times. YouTube encourages users to report content that violates its policies. So if you see any of these fake animal rescue videos, do not click on it, but please do report it. In fact, we just wanted to bring it also to your attention that you even knew that these were fake. Most of them are.
I didn't know about this.
I had no idea.
Yeah, this is a whole thing that people do to get and again, it leads, I know I kind of speak in a philosophical way here, but it leads to an idea of an environment that whatever it takes to get the likes, to go viral, I don't care if it hurts an animal, I don't care if it hurts a person, that's the environment I hope the pendulum swings away from.
So do not click them. You don't need to see an animal rescue that bad.
See, now, when we spoke about it this morning, I was kind of in shock, like, no, this can't be real. But when you think about it, whenever you put in like a dangerous situation where someone or an animal is hurt or in pain, and you pick up your phone and start recording, you don't. You just
Instead
run.
of going to
you just run to save it.
You're
so
right.
obviously,
Just
when
assume
you
it's
see
fake
that,
and staged.
And
Final thought.
to summarize Tori's philosophical Socrates statement that she just said, we're addicted to virality. I mean, just think about it. Why do people put their lives on the line climbing tall buildings to take a selfie? That sort of thing.
Or unboxing your last toy. It's
Absolutely.
we all need it to be on camera all the time.
It's sad. I hope that we can somehow
Transition.
please. All right. Will Smith shared a hilarious video on his Instagram. Someone swapped his face with Cardi B's, and it's too good not to share, so enjoy.
You know what I'm saying? My sister's name is Hennessy, right? So everybody used to call me Bacardi. So I always call myself Bacardi, right? And then it was my Instagram name, like Bacardi, Bacardi B. But for some reason, my Instagram keep getting deleted. And I think it was Bacardi that had something to do with it. So I just shortened it to Cardi B.
Oh my God, it's so good. Cardi B responded to his post asking, who did this to us? In fact, Stephanie and I tried this earlier. It does not look nearly as good, but check it out.
Hey everyone, this is very bizarre. Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie Jones.
I'm definitely not going to attempt to do the accent because I will not do it justice, but this is so weird.
This is bizarre.
It didn't work for us.
We definitely didn't look as good as Will Smith as Cardi B.
It was crazy how like it went with the I don't know.
Does it alarm you? I mean, we're all laughing, and this is hilarious, and we should be laughing. But does it alarm you how easy it is to do something like this?
So true. And again, I don't want to be the philosophical person, but we talk about videos that you can trust nowadays. Now you get word that you don't know what you're watching. Is it real? Is it manipulated?
Is it really Biden saying something?
Is it Pelosi
really
saying that? Right. I mean, I don't want to go political, but you could do this for family members, for anything.
I could pretend to be you and ask for some money?
Yeah. Do it.
All right, DBL's live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, Jeopardy champ Ken Jennings sits down with DBL, find out what he's been up to and what he thinks about those conspiracy theories around James Halshauer's jaw-dropping wins. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Actress Christy Swanson is known for her passionate conservative values on social media, and now she's calling out a teacher at her son's school for not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. We're sharing your comments on that controversy coming up next.
Hi, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Happy Tuesday. I was just asking Courtney what day it was. She said she could have messed with me and told me it was another day, but it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Those are my Tuesday thoughts. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on.
I like how you talk to them about the sports.
Hey, let's stay over here first. Dre, okay, now we can talk to the desk. Yay!
We wanted to ask Sam about Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Let me tell you, my daughter and I had the best time ever. You can go to my Instagram at Sam Shocker and you can see all the magical photos and moments, and it really was just perfect. It wasn't too crowded, it wasn't too hot. It was so much fun. And Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge was really cool, but for some reason I kept comparing it to Hogwarts at Universal Studios. I love them equally. I grew up watching Star Wars, I grew up reading Harry Potter, but I don't know. I felt like Universal just did it better.
Interesting.
As incredible as as Galaxy's Edge is, I felt like Universal
did you feel
did
more
it better.
Immersed in the Harry Potter world?
I just felt like I was on a set. For Star Wars.
Okay.
And for Hogwarts, I felt like I was in Hogwarts.
You were there. Okay, that's a very small change.
And the rides, like we got to ride the Millennium Falcon, and you really do get to fly it. So you have 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers. I was an engineer, so every button I pushed affected the
cool.
The flight. So it was amazing. But I still had more fun, and like I said, I love both worlds equally. I still thought the Quidditch ride
was more fun. Interesting.
As much as I liked pushing the buttons and seeing how it affected the ride.
Right. That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome, but I unfairly keep comparing it to Hogwarts.
Here's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay.
Open my hands, and you're gonna give me what you brought me.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Wait, hold on. Here it is. Hold on, I have the present underneath.
Can't wait.
It's really awesome.
Could be Chewbacca. It's so big, huh? Here we go.
Here it goes.
Chewbacca. Ooh, it's heavy. Ooh. Hey!
It's inside. It's inside.
It's inside. Hey, a Star Wars machine thingy that just goes like that. Yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Actress Christy Swanson is venting about a teacher she claims refuses to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. According to Christy, the teacher at her son's school also told the students it's their choice that they want to stand as well. Christy followed up by retweeting a post that says public schools are rapidly being taken over by radical leftists, but some parents are defending the teacher's right not to stand. So DBL Nation, should teachers have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
All right, let's get to these comments. Brian from Facebook says they are government employees. Yes, they should stand, but they are also American citizens, and they, under the constitutional right, they don't have to. I'm channeling my inner Tory. Ding.
Kvelling. I'm so verklempt right now. Jean from Facebook says, nope, no one should be forced to stand. You're absolutely right. In 1943, the West Virginia Board of Education's versus Barnett, it says you don't have to stand, and there's a beautiful quote by the Chief Justice, Robert Jackson. If there's any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official can force citizens to confess by word or act their faith within.
Robert from Facebook says, yes, all Americans should stand. Well, Robert, I'm not from here. In the UK, we don't have a Pledge of Allegiance, and I think you guys are super patriotic. But again, I think it should be down to the person's choice and preference.
Got it. Catherine from Facebook says, no one should be compelled to stand for or recite the pledge. It is a personal choice that each person has a right to make for themselves. This woman should have just minded her own business. Well, here's the thing. You have every right not to stand. That's your constitutional right. And you have every right to have an opinion on it. So I see nothing wrong with both sides.
Nice. Perez from Facebook says, how does standing make you more patriotic as a person? Agreed. If you're so patriotic, then why don't you fill in for the transgender military people who can't fight anymore? Take your ass over there and go fight, since you're so patriotic. What is standing up and putting your hand over the heart and saying indivisible, liberty and justice for all?
Well, a lot of people think it gives honor and respect to the flag.
How about helping our vets? How about helping our homeless and people, our everyday American citizens? That's as patriotic as you get to me.
Very good point as well. Pamela from Facebook says, yes, if kids are standing, the teachers need to stand too. So this is so interesting. I totally respect that decision, but my school is the antithesis of this when I went to Georgetown Day School. The idea is in Washington, D.C. If the teachers did something, that means that the student should actually question that authority, think about it for themselves, and decide whether or not they should do it. It's super punk rock.
Super punk rock.
But the idea of being a good citizen is making your own choices, not following what every other citizen does. That's a dictatorship.
That's awesome.
So that's real democracy.
I love that.
Yeah, good school. Our mascot was the grasshopper.
Yay.
Go Grasshopper.
Ours was a mariner.
Oh, that's better.
We didn't even have one.
Oh.
We were the Albemarle Patriots.
We didn't.
Oh, you didn't have a mascot?
Nothing? No, in England we don't have that.
No knights or anything?
No.
The knights. Everyone's the knights or the queens.
I wish. I feel really left out.
Good. Thank you for writing in. What's wrong with the queens?
That's a rock and roll group, no?
Oh, that's true. Okay. They could play We Are the Champions at every single game.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Thanks for writing in. Coming up on DBL, one-on-one with the original Jeopardy champ, Ken Jennings.
Wow.
Find out what he really thinks about James Holzhauer and his epic run on the game show right after this.
The street I live on was Albemarle. General Albemarle.
Wait, so Tori,
are we on?
So does every school have a mascot?
So usually in America, and I'm going to ask Courtney and these guys, most high schools and colleges do have a mascot.
Right.
And it can be anything from the banana slugs to the Michigan Wolverines to militiamen or even Cornell's just a color.
UMass
the red.
Minutemen.
Minutemen, that's right. So the Buckeye, the Ohio State Buckeyes, is actually a nut, a certain type of nut, like an acorn or a nut. And
that a little bit better.
the nut. And
so is it like a character that dresses up?
yes, and then there's a big Buckeye on the stadium in like a felt outfit who's like, "Come on, you know what I mean?" But so no one, they didn't have a grasshopper suit for GDS, Georgetown Day School, so we just had Oscar the Grouch because it was the greenest thing we had. It was a really
This school is too backward for me, Tori. I'm sorry. Like,
I love it.
Oscar the Grouch is your mascot, but you're the Grasshoppers.
It was green. We also called our teachers by their first name, so that's also
cool.
interesting.
I'm okay with that.
I think that was cool.
As long as it was like Mr. Tom or Mr.
It was Bobby, Richard.
Oh, no, I don't.
And we had as much respect as I've had for anybody in there. But they had respect for us back. It was
Go
earned.
to the wall.
Not for everyone.
That's enough.
Oh, I didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going. Welcome back to DBL. He holds the record for the most money earned on Jeopardy. Who is? Ken Jennings. Earlier, DBL co-host Erica Cobb went one-on-one with the Trivia Whiz. They chatted about his new game show, and he told her what he really thinks of the Jeopardy champion who almost dethroned him. That's all in today's awesome DBL Spotlight.
Thank you, Ken, for being with us today on DBL. I have to tell you, I am such a huge Jeopardy fan, and you're going to be on a new game show. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that about you. But you're going to be on a new game show, which we'll get to in just a moment. But first, I have to talk about you and James Holzhauer's, because his impressive Jeopardy run, there were so many conspiracy theories out there about him throwing the game before he surpassed your winning record, and one of them was that you actually paid him to lose. What's your response to that?
No, there's no Jeopardy conspiracy theory is true. When you have a job like that that's paying you, in James's case, maybe $150,000 an hour, no, honey, he's not going to quit that job. He got beaten fair and square by a very good player, and I feel like it's disrespectful to her to say that maybe he took a dive.
That's fair. Now, I know you said you were rooting for James, but was there any part of you that was just a little bit jealous of all the attention he was getting?
The only thing that bothered me, I gotta say, is that people were calling him Jeopardy James. And I was like, ooh, that sounds really good, you know? Like, he's got the alliteration going for him. I used to be the Jeopardy guy, but I can't compete with that.
I'm not so sure about that. And we know it's inevitable that you and James will go head-to-head at some point in a tournament game. So how would that matchup go? Give me a little play-by-play, if you will.
You know, I gotta say, you know, he's got a very strong Jeopardy strategy. He's got game, he's got a plan. The other players like me, we will have seen his plan, so we can make adjustments, we can play his game. It's been 15 years since I was on Jeopardy. This brain is not getting any younger.
I think that you'd be just fine, Ken. In fact, I think it'd be some of the highest numbers we've ever seen in Jeopardy history, which, let me tell you, I've jumped over a couple couches in the past few weeks, so I know how excited Jeopardy fans are about this.
Let's bring Ken in.
Ken, come on down to the Trivia Dome.
So I jump at the chance to do any kind of a game show like that again. As a game show buff, it was a huge fan to do Best Ever Trivia Show, for example, and to kind of, you know, see if I still have it. I'm going head-to-head against some pretty smart people on that show. As a pretty competitive guy, it's nice to win. It was also a pleasure to get beat and see somebody win the $10,000.
Well, I can't let you go without talking about, of course, we've all been rooting for Alex Trebek during his cancer fight.
So help me. Keep the faith, and we'll win.
We know that his contract with the show is through at least 2022. What do you say to people who want you to be the next Jeopardy host? And could we see that someday?
That's a huge honor that people even think that. I mean, it's very flattering to me that people associate me with Jeopardy, which, as I said, was always my favorite show. But to me, Alex is irreplaceable. Like, it's hard for me to even talk or think about that show without Alex, and to talk about it without getting a little misty. I went out to Jeopardy a couple months ago to see Alex, see how he was doing, and he was in great spirits. He was really buoyed up by all the nice cards and letters he'd been getting from fans. He said, you know, Ken, a lot of people don't get to hear this stuff about themselves until they're dead. You know, I'm very lucky. I got to hear this while I was still alive. And that was very touching to me. I'm really rooting for Alex.
Ken, I thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. We can't wait to watch Best Ever Trivia Show, which premieres today on the Game Show Network.
Thanks, Erica.
It actually premiered yesterday, but you can catch the show all week. We'll be right back.
All right, hi DBL Nation. Welcome to the breaks. I am debuting with my glasses, which I'm told don't look nerdy, so I'm very happy about that. We are going to talk about the new Men in Black movie, and you can't see him over here, but Alex just said he hasn't heard a single thing about it, right?
Not a thing.
Not a single thing.
Not a single thing. Not one?
Not even the 5 times I did a trailer preview on the show while you were sitting right here.
I mean, I saw you, but I didn't watch the... Because we have to cover those up for the online part, so... You know.
Did you just close your eyes during that part?
Yeah. I assume there's like Chris Hemsworth and he's like, hey, aliens, get out of my planet here. Is that a mix of like Australian and Canadian? And
the reason we're bringing it up because Men in Black is having a screening tonight, so we're going to go see Men in Black International. There's been a lot of talk that the franchise has been overdone and it might be a little boring now, but I'm going to give it hope. Leo isn't that hopeful, but he does rock the glasses.
You know, I don't
think it's going to be horrible because I think those two actors did great together in Thor Ragnarok, and I think it's going to feel more like that. I don't think it's going to feel like a Men in Black movie, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I have faith in it. I haven't looked at the reviews yet, so we'll see. Do you have any interest in seeing Men in Black DBL Nation? Alex, do you over here?
Oi, we need to erase your memory. Stare into my noisy cricket here. Is that what it's called?
What is this?
Like a little thing. They erase your memory with the...
Yes, that's exactly.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I'm really hyped for them aliens. Like,
I think
of all else, that's what I want to see is the new aliens. I'm trying to see those.
I think we should have Alex do any scene reenactment as soon as we get our hands on a clip.
Heck yeah, like a side-by-side or something. Yeah,
You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference at all.
You look exactly like Chris Hemsworth.
Exactly like him.
It's like
Beautiful
looking into
man.
a mirror. All right, DBL Nation, we'll see you next break.
See ya.
I think that was the best break ever. Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments.
Okay, they all wanted to know about Sophie. Okay, so Stephen George says, Sam, welcome back, sister. I hope you enjoyed Disney. Bet Sophie had a blast. Tammy says, looks like she didn't want to come home. Is that what it was like?
Oh my gosh, it was the most exceptional experience to see Disneyland through your daughter's eyes.
Oh,
I mean, there's us on Main Street.
Look at that.
And when she met Mickey, that's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is awesome, by the way.
Fun.
It's unbelievable. And this she held his face and stared into Mickey's eyes like she didn't want to let go. I was like, okay, Sophie, time to go. There's other kids that need to meet Mickey. She did not want to leave her Mickey. And then even the monorail, which is just a monorail, she called it Mickey's Choo Choo because there's a face of Mickey on it. She wanted to ride Mickey's Choo Choo constantly. I'm like, the monorail?
You're like, whatever.
Okay.
And what did Mama do? Did Mama have a good time?
Mama had a great time.
Did you relax?
Mama had a great time. Yeah, because we went in the pool, and then we went into Disneyland, and then we went in the pool.
The force was strong with this one, yeah? You felt good?
Yes. I wanted to stay.
No, we need to do.
Yeah, I missed you guys. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, everyone.